A shortage of doctors or nurses in the north catches plenty of public attention. But a new shortage was recently highlighted during council budget discussions. There's a looming shortage of engineers and architects, something that could be a source of trouble for increased development.
It's the sound of development, the modern-day hammer and nails. But that sound could be smothered with a shortage of structural engineers.
The engineering field here, there's only 2 of us who are willing to do residential work, while there are more structural engineers in town. They mainly deal with the pulp mills and the sawmills and the big industrial guys and for municipalities. But there's only 2 engineers really north of Kamloops.
The issue was raised by Councillor Albert Kohler during discussions for the Development Services budget.
To build something, there are steps where architects, engineers and others have to sign off and stamp it, otherwise it cannot proceed, which means things, even for the city, cannot go fast, possibly not fast enough, because the specialists, the professionals who sign off or have to sign off and design and do are not there.
While many will think the lack of engineers and architects in the city is not much of a crisis, it may translate into how quickly projects move through City Hall.
For building inspections, the BC Building Code requires for any building greater than 600 meters, a structural engineer to sign off and approve the plans. So there is a delay because they can only do so much work. So as I said, they're required to sign off on any building over 600 meters.
There has been a move afoot to have an engineering program in place in Prince George, and there are some specific programs set to get started in the Wood Innovation and Design Centre next year, but it's still a challenge.
We think there's somebody coming in at the bottom, who are younger people, but they're few and far between. It's just impossible or really hard to get a Vancouver-trained engineer to move to Prince George. The only young engineers who are coming to town are kids who are from Prince George.
To make matters worse, the youngest practicing architect in Prince George is 67 years old. Cheryl Jan, CKPG News.